So, back for another episode of Believe in Boyt with this Arboliver team. I'm just saying it now, it's an Arboliver team, even though there's a load of other Pokemon, and Arboliver is not the main Pokemon. But it's probably one of the most unique. If you're interested in using this team, team ID is in the top right, in the description, as well as a poke paste. Let's get into some battles. Okay, that's pretty high. Oh, Espathra. I do want to get around to trying Espathra. Like, I feel like it could be reasonably fun to use. So, I got the Killer Watchful though, so going with my own Tailwind won't be that great. They've got the Amoonguss, so going for my Trick Room won't be that great. Which way around do I go? Because I think I should be able to go with Medicham and Hydreigon pretty comfortably here. And then if I could just fake out and Tailwind the Killer Watchful, and it doesn't have Pranks at Tailwind, so I would have overtaken them in that regard. The Azumarill is fantastic here, if I could just take care of the Amoonguss, which Medicham can help with, which Armarouge can also help with. And it resists the Lumina Crash as well. I guess Hydreigon does. So does Magnezone, to be fair. Magnezone. Oh, Magnezone is actually pretty sweet. Yeah, Magnezone's definitely coming. So this is one of the nice things about this. Like, the Azumarill and Magnezone are fast enough to make use of Tailwind. Maybe not against Killer Watchful, but against everything else they are. But they're also slow enough that I can just click Trick Room with a Medicham turn 1. And they copy me with the trainer card. Just don't need to do mine. This is alright. This is perfectly fine, right? Because I can just fake out the Grimmsnarl and Dark Pulse the Ceruledge, and even if they Terra into a Grass type, they're still taking a huge chunk. So just don't be Covert Cloak on the Grimmsnarl, please. I see no particular downsides to this, even if they do Terra, and Draco would have been a bit more optimal. Yeah, there's no downsides. I'm getting some extra chip on the Grimmsnarl. Just don't be Covert Cloak. Okay, no Covert Cloak, good. Now, will a Psycho Cut and a Dark Pulse KO the Ceruledge? Because I'm inclined to Terastallize so that Spirit Break doesn't KO my Hydreigon. Yes, I will do that, I think. And if they switch out, then something's taking a huge hit, and I don't recall anything on their team that would like to take this combination of hits. If they Shadow Sneak my Medicham, then fair enough. Sash is broken, but Ceruledge is KO'd. Because even if they Screen here. Could have close combated the Ceruledge, and then if they Terra, I definitely KO. But I don't think I would KO if they Light Screen, so that would be too risky, I think. So I think they could possibly survive the Ceruledge with this combination with the correct screen. Like, either screen should maybe allow them to survive, but we will see. Yeah, so close combat into the Ceruledge was obviously the best play, because that's a guaranteed KO, because they're no longer a Ghost type. But can they survive this combination? Because this is a strong combination coming their way, even with a screen. Yeah, there's the light screen. So close combat was better. But this is still pretty strong. Not going to be enough. Close combat would have done it. Or I'll just critical hit, it's fine. Oh, no, it was just strong enough. Perfect. So I wasted their Terastallization. Excellent. Did not need to protect because Medicham is still so strong. Very nice. Very nice. Also didn't need to Terastallize there because they didn't Spirit Break. But there is a Espathra. That's pretty good for me. What I am in the back is Azumarill and Magnezone, right? So they can't Terastallize anymore. I'm going to close combat the Grimmsnarl. And I will Dark Pulse the Espathra. I don't care if they're Focus Sash on the Espathra. Especially because they're protecting for the speed boost. Because I would have been able to Acro Jet KO them in the future. Alright, Sucker Punch, fair enough. Oh, that's a 2-shot. Interesting. It's definitely a 2-shot after a close combat drop, but, you know. This is going to chunk the Grimmsnarl because they did not reflect. Like, this is a huge chunk of damage into the Grimmsnarl. Down to the red. So, massive chunk. So now they speed boost, but I'm going to switch out into Azumarill this turn. It's got the Assault Vest, it can take any attack that's coming its way. And I will just, again, Dark Pulse the Espathra. If it is Focus Sash, I don't actually know. It won't go down to its focus just because there's light screens up. So, but it should theoretically be put in Aqua Jet range. Okay, so it won't be put in Aqua Jet range because Parting Shot's going to reduce it enough. If their weakness policy on the Espathra, and I've just given them a hugely powerful stored power as I've got rid of my Dark type, that's not ideal. But I've reset Fake Out at least, so that's something. And it's a Mungus. Oh. Oh, this could get so dangerous. This could get out of hand very quickly. If their weakness policy, that's not good. Because that was nothing. Okay, it's just leftovers. Okay. I was scared for a second there because something activated. But, like, that's not as bad. This could still very easily get out of hand. But, yeah. I'm still think I'm fine with this. I don't think the Calm Mind's strong enough for stored power to be sweeping me yet. Because it's only at base 100. Now it's at base 160, because they're going to get speed boost on top of this as well. It is a shame I didn't just attack the Espathra there. I probably should have done, because then they don't have the Reflect. That would have been fine. But Heat Wave does at least double connect, so I should KO this Amoonguss. Even with the light screen. That's going to be close. If I don't, I'm looking really bad. This is a better KO, Azumarill. That's not good. That's really not good. Because they got greedy with the Spore. I could have just KO'd the Espathra. Oh, okay, okay. That's not as bad. They do KO my my Hydreigon now, though. But this Espathra's probably going to get out of hand. Do they KO my Azumarill now, though? That is a big question. Okay, and when we switch it out, that's a good start. So I think Azumarill should just about survive, maybe. It'll be really close. There you go, Damage Intuition. Still coming into play. And I KO the Grimmsnarl, so that's good. The Amoonguss is very regenerated though, but this will hurt the Espathra. That's a good chunk. But it could very easily get out of hand. Because stored power KOs everything now. Maybe even Magnezone at this point. Maybe not quite Magnezone. Which ones do they attack? They could probably Dazzle Gleam. No, wouldn't KO the Hydreigon. This could be suboptimal, but this is what I'm going with. If they Rage Powder, then that's fair enough. Oh, they Protect and Spore. That's going to be bad. Yeah, they Protect and Spore. They got me there. Heat Wave and Ice Spinner should have been enough there. And that would have just won me the game. But, yeah, that was a good play. Because now they just get to store power whatever the other thing is. So I think they do sweep me at this point. That was a solid play. Yeah, very risky for them. Because if I went with exactly the same play as I did previously, that would have won me the game. But they got the call correct. Now they can just store power the Hydreigon and Rage Powder. Or, no, they probably go for store power and Pollen Puff into their own Espathra, right? Right, surely they do that, right? So I'm going to make this play, even though it's definitely worse if they just Rage Powder. But that's chip I need, because they're going to store power these Azumarill, and they're going to Pollen Puff themselves. So... So this is going to be a big turn. Because do they protect on my Medicham? I don't think I can break through the Espathra now, actually. There are a couple of turns that I could have done it. Like, they got a greedy Spore off, or a greedy Pollen Puff, wasn't it? When they didn't Rage Powder, so I could have KO'd it at that turn, but I didn't, so they outplayed me. I also need Hydreigon to wake up. If they have Protect on the Amoonguss, there is no downside to double Protect here. Let's just have a look at this Espathra. Yeah, look at that. That's quite strong at the moment. Store Power should KO the Magnezone at this point. And I've got no effective hit into it. I will attempt to... I will hope they get greedy and protect the Espathra and not the Amoonguss. But no, they just made the correct play. Like, there was no downside to just Stored Power and Spore. So, yeah, I do just get swept by this Espathra. And that's the reason why I want to use it. Like, this set is very cool. Oh, critical hit, Dark Pulse, let's go! Not quite. That was a win condition, though. I'm very surprised that they have not Rage Powdered ever. Like, not making that up, right? They never Rage Powdered. And Rage Powder has been very safe every single time. Because they, like, that opened up a win for me as a first turn wake and a critical hit. Well, that's why I was doing no damage. So now they should Rage Powder, right? So, Steel Beam critical hit into Espathra still wins. Dark Pulse critical hit into Espathra still maybe wins. So, Analytics, Steel Beam, critical hits. Let's go Magnezone. Because then I can probably OK the Amoonguss as well. Go on, you can do it, Magnezone. Nice and strong. That was still really strong. Like, for not a critical hit, that was very strong. But yeah, absolutely swept by the Espathra. There were a couple of key turns. Like, I had the opportunity, because they got greedy, I had the opportunity to just OHKO the Espathra. But I let it get out of hand. That was my fault. And Espathra is definitely a Pokemon that, if it gets out of hand, you can't stop it. Like, this has snowballed me completely. But they did, like, yeah, they didn't Rage Powder. There were a couple of times that Rage Powder was just so safe. So, even though they outplayed me there, I think there was a couple of plays that they could have got better. Because there were a couple of turns that Rage Powder was better. Like, they outplayed me with the Spore and Protect, but Rage Powder was still safe. Okay, reasonably low. Reasonably low. And a pretty standard team. So... my Armarouge is very good against them. I can just take care of the Meowscarada quickly. Hydreigon is very good. Azumarill is pretty good. Medicham, it's alright, but they got, like, I'm confused why people run Mousehold and Indeedee. You only need one, right? Like, they both do slightly different things, but they do similar enough things that I don't think that you need both. But, I guess Mousehold does huge damage, and Indeedee doesn't particularly. Arboliver is not very good here at all. Magnezone is okay, but there's the fire types. I guess I can turn into a water type, actually. And that would mean Magnezone is much more justifiable. So, yeah, I'm going to go Armarouge and Hydreigon with Azumarill and Magnezone in the back. Now, I'm going to intend to turn Magnezone into a water type in this game. If I immediately face a Sylveon, I might need to reconsider and turn Hydreigon into a fire type. That's a cool trainer card. Still needs to do mine. Mousehold and Armarouge. Interesting. Could this be beat up into their weak armor? So I think I just want to double into the Mousehold, right? Because either attack should put it in Aqua Jet range. even if they go for Population Bomb here. If this is weakness policy into themselves, then oh no. Not really sure what that grass typing was for. Like, I'm really confused about that, but I guess the Dark Pulse, to be fair. Resistant to Dark Pulse. So that critical hit might push this Population Bomb over the edge. Yeah, it looks like it's going to do it. Oh. Oh, 1 HP. Ah. I haven't seen a Population Bomb miss yet. I've seen quite a few Population Bombs. I know it's 1%, but there's quite a few that haven't missed yet. So, yeah, that's Aqua Jet KO range, I think. And I'm fine with this Trick Room. So, this is fine with me. Because now I go into Azumarill. It takes on Armourouge quite comfortably, so long as it does not have Energy Ball. Please do not have Energy Ball. Also, actually, no, I can just get away with attacking the Armourouge immediately, because Hydreigon can deal with the Mouse Hold now. Yeah, because Armourouge can't touch Hydreigon very well. So this is absolutely fine. There's no Psychic Terrain, so this is not going to do too much. Like, that was reasonable, but not too much. But this is going to hurt the Armourouge. I would call that hurting the Armourouge. But they are min speed on the Armourouge as well, so they underspeed my Azumarill, and that's a little awkward. Now, if they go into Torkoal, I don't think... Well, like, I lose one of them. Both should survive the Eruption, especially because they can't Terra Fire. Oh, it's Sylveon, though, okay. So that means my Magnezone's a bit better. And I probably do want to Terra Fire with the Hydreigon at this point. Just depends if they have Torkoal in the back, because if they do, and I don't Terra Fire the... or Terra Water the... Yeah, that's not ideal. I'm going to switch into Magnezone. And I will Terra and Dark Pulse into the Armourouge. And if they have Torkoal waiting in the back, oh no. But I don't think there was too much else I could do. Like, I'm reasonably pinned here. Because Expanding Force and Hyper Voice would have KO'd the Azumarill. If I leave the Azumarill in, it's just not able to survive an Eruption. But then, these Pokemon won't survive an Eruption now as well. So, it might have been better to just attack the... No, looking back, it was better to just attack the Sylveon. Because then that doesn't give the switch into the Torkoal. That I am now going to give. Yeah, and I'm taking too much damage here. So, would have probably been better to just Heat Wave. But if I Heat Wave, that's the best thing I have into the Sylveon, but that Flash Fires the Armourouge, so... Yeah, things aren't looking good here. Yeah, that's Torkoal. How many turns of Trick Rooms left? Not enough, right? Yeah, 2 turns. Yeah, I just get swept. Nothing I can do now. Yeah, there is nothing to be done. I cannot win anymore. They got me with the Trick Room. It was quite straightforward for them. The critical hits on the Armourouge didn't matter because they would have KO'd with 10. So, yeah, I needed to leave with Medicham there because they didn't bring in DD. Medicham would have been brilliant. Medicham would have been very good because I could have just faked out the Mouse Hold. If they Trick Room, then Mouse Hold slow, and if they don't, I am outspeeding them. So the fact that the Armourouge undersped my Azumarill was the killer thing here. Because like I've got enough speed so that I can outspeed a Garchomp with the Azumarill, but min speed Armourouge underspeeds that. So that does not particularly help me. I need them to be a super fast Sylveon. I need to critical hit the Play Rough, and then I need to critical hit the Liquidation. Like not even. Like I just straight up lose. So yeah. Them being min speed on Armourouge was pretty killer. But like they don't have a reason not to be right on this kind of team. Because they've got the fast Mouse Hold and they've got the fast Meowscarada, but being min speed makes sense in Trick Room, especially because you're trying to sweep the Life Orb Expanding Force. So that was the main thing there. But Azumarill needs to outspeed Garchomp to make use of the Tailwind, so a little bit awkward. Okay, I need some redemption now. Because I'm going to have lost more than I won with this team, even though I climbed up to almost the 1800s on Showdown with the team. So, well, the team is reasonable if I can get that high on Showdown, but not doing so well here. So, reasonably standard. I will go with Medicham and Hydreigon. I do tend to do that against Murkrow, because most do just Tailwind immediately and don't expect the Trick Room on the Medicham. Magnezone is quite good here. Armarouge is not very good here. Azumarill is pretty reasonable. It's just if I do Trick Room and then they have a Moongus, I don't have my 2 grass types. Because like Armarouge is a grass type. Is it worth considering Arboliver? Arboliver's not the worst. I think, because it's like this is likely the final episode of the team, I'm going to just use it over Magnezone. So I have at least a switch in for a Moongus if they do bring it. Hopefully they just go with Murkrow and Goldengo. Like, I guess that might be why I laddered so high on the Showdown ladder, because everyone led with Murkrow Goldengo into Hydreigon Medicham. They went for Tailwind Make It Rain, I just Terra into a Fire type and Trick Room and I immediately win. So, that just hasn't particularly been the case in this. So, I mean, let's see if they go with it, because if they do, that's quite funny. If I just describe what usually happens. Okay, not quite. Not quite. But this is just fake out the Hydreigon and Tailwind. And it's just, do I Terra immediately or save it? Because I'll still take a huge chunk from the Make It Rain. But I think I will save it. Because they could just protect instead. They double protect, that's the best case. They do just Terror immediately, so they did want to get rid of the Steel typing. Do I lose Hydreigon to this? I don't think I do, right? If I do, it was definitely better to Terra. Alright, like that's fair enough. But I get my Tailwind at least, so that's something. But I'm going down to Sash, and I don't actually know if I lose the Hydreigon here. Because I've got a little bit of bulk on it as well. It'll be good to know. Because I always turn into a Fire type against this. Yeah, there you go. I'll KO myself to my own Life Orb, but, you know, that's something to know. And I probably should know that, given the fact that I've just always been taking under half when I turn into a Fire type. But that's a reasonable start. Did they have a Fairy? They did not. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm 1 for 3 on Dracos currently. I'm pretty confident that is the case. Here is a 4th Draco Meteor. Okay, so it's not hitting into a Hydreigon. That's fine. Whatever it is taking a chunk. Like, that will take the least chunk possible and also KO my Medicham. But they do switch out the Goldengo as well, so it's a shame I didn't close combat the Hydreigon slot and Draco/Dark Pulse this time. But it is a Moongus, so I'm glad I didn't go with the Trick Room route. But this is still going to chunk. But I am losing both of my Pokemon, and I need to sweep with Arboliver and Azumarill here. So, not the most ideal of situations, but this should put it in Ice Spinner range. Should is a huge question mark there. So, now, Arboliver will outspeed an Adamant T-Tar. It will not outspeed a Jolly T-Tar. I don't have much for the Goldengo anymore, do I? Oh, and they have Black Sludge. That might allow them to survive. So the Goldengo might sweep me here. That was a good swap-in for them. If I'd have attacked the other way around with a Heat Wave as well, that would have been much better. It would have also probably been better if I just went for TERA with the Hydreigon, because then I wouldn't have lost it this turn. And keeping Hydreigon would have been very good. So, Ice Spinner into Amoonguss, they hopefully feel safe, and I think it's Strength Sap into the T-Tar. Because I want the damage reduction. And I'm not going to KO them. I don't want to activate any kind of weakness policy or anything. Okay, okay, fair enough. Do they protect the Amoonguss? Okay, there's Goldengo. They don't. This should KO, right? That's very bad that that does not KO. Because now my Azumarill goes to sleep. And now I'm not in a good position in the slightest. So that, yeah, if that was Hyper Voice, that was way better. So I shouldn't have trusted my Azumarill there. Now I think I just immediately lose, right? I don't see any way out of it. They just make it rain spam. The Black Sludge is annoying. Because they would have been KO'd to that Sandstorm there. Terror into Water to resist the thing. I will get the first turn Wake Up, it's fine. I will Strength Sap the Amoonguss so that I get all my HP back. Because hopefully I survive and make it rain. I mean, not all my HP, but you know. If this would be Magnezone over Arboliva, I'd have been so much better. Because then I don't care about the Goldengo, really. But, yeah, for the sake of the video, I chose Arboliva, and I have not made the correct decision. So, hopefully Amoonguss's attack is good enough that Arboliva can survive to make it rains. It won't be, but hopefully it is. Yeah, that's still just huge damage. I don't think there's too much hope here. Because this won't recover too much. It's not going to be enough. I mean, if they Clear Smog / Pollen Puff my Arboliva as well, I definitely just lose. They do attack the Arboliva, so that's too much. So I'm just going to forfeit this one. There's not much point wasting time, because it will take a little while to KO my Azumarill. But there is not much point continuing, because Make It Rain just bodies me. So that was me trying to get fancy with the Terra and, like, delaying it. But Terra Fire on the Hydreigon was definitely better. Because then I just keep my Hydreigon. And then I'm still absolutely fine. I could have spammed Heat Wave in this situation. But I did not. And so I could not. And that was me playing poorly. So, oh, I like that it goes straight to yes. You do need to be careful if you accidentally click on forfeit now. But if you're clicking on run most of the times, you do want to forfeit. So, I like that it actually goes to yes. You just need to be a little bit more careful now. Yeah, I don't want to leave that on a triple loss. I'm going to do one more match. Okay, reasonably low rated as well, but then my rating is falling quite heavily. At least that's a DONDOZO, so hopefully Arboliva can do its thing again. Right, so then it's Medicham, it's Hydreigon, it is Azumarill. Could be Magnezone. Definitely could be Magnezone. I think Magnezone might be better than Azumarill here. I guess definitely Arboliva. No, I'm going to bring Magnezone. I'm going to hopefully learn from the previous match that Goldengo could sweep me. But, because I am intending to, almost said Dynamax, intending to Terastallize the Arboliva into a Fairy type here. But this could lead to one of the awkward situations, like I said previously, about Talonflame, where you lead it into Medicham. They'd probably Covert Cloak, so they're going to click Tailwind, but then they will keep their Gale Wings if you don't fake out, and go for Trick Room instead, and then they can still Brave Bird you. But they copy my training cards, so... Okay, so... Trick Room, right? Trick Room is they Tailwind, right? They Brave Bird immediately. Whoops. So I'm going for Trick Room, and then it is just do I Heat Wave to break Gale Wings and do massive chunks to the Meowscarada? Do I play it safer by going for Dark Pulse into the Talonflame so that there is no Gale Wings? I think that doesn't matter because there could still be Sucker Punch, so I'm going to Heat Wave. Okay, that's fine. Dark Pulse was better than Heat Wave. Yep, there's Tailwind. So, yeah, catching that, that's fine. So long as Heat Wave connects. If Heat Wave does not connect, if another 90% accurate move from Hydreigon misses another Pokemon. Okay, fine. Gelwing's broken. So, yeah, now this is just Dark Pulse into the Talonflame again. Dark Pulse was better, like, obviously, it was better. Because that could have just KO'd the Talonflame. But now I will close combat to the Meowscarada. I will Dark Pulse the Talonflame. Gelwing's is broken, that's the important one. They can still Sucker Punch me, but Sash is still intact, so I am still okay. Because not many people know that Medicham gets Trick Room now. Because it didn't get it in previous generations. Mega Medicham with Trick Room would have been so sweet. Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine the Mega Medicham with Lunala, and then you can either fake out Tailwind, or you can just, like, Menacing Moonraze Maelstrom and Trick Room. Like, that would have been super sweet. Alas, it's not a thing. And alas, this is Focus Sash. That does seem to be picking up on Meowscarada a little bit. Like, Life Orb and Choice Band were definitely more common, but I'm seeing a lot more Focus Sash on Meowscarada now. But with the chip from Heat Wave, I wouldn't have expected this to KO the Talonflame before, but this should KO now. So. He may have done if they got no Bolt, but this is still absolutely fine. So yeah, Flower Trick, that'll bring me down to Sash. And put me in Sucker Punch range. So it is worth considering switching out Medicham now. Because Sucker Punch doesn't matter into Hydreigon. And I can again just Heat Wave KO. If this is Dondozo, I'm just sorted. Or if it's Tatsugiri, I'm sorted. Doesn't really matter which one. But they are struggling to think of which one it's going to be. So it is always nice going for Trick Room against the Tailwind. It is Dondozo. Is it because Dondozo is so big that the camera just panned for a second and then came back? So yeah, I'm switching out into Arboliver here. And I am, excuse me, controller, thank you. And I am Dark Pulsing the Meowscarada. I'm not risking a Heat Wave miss for a tiny bit of chip on the Dondozo. If they switch into Tatsugiri here, I've got my Arboliver against them in Trick Room, I will just start Strength Zapping them. So, either way, this is fine. Yeah, like, doesn't really matter. I could have got extra chip on the Dondozo, but I beat it. Like, I beat it 1v1 here. So, nothing wrong with this. Like, I didn't need the extra chip this turn into Dondozo. I'm probably losing Hydreigon to an Order Up, but that's fine. And of course, we have to sit through this animation of all the Omni Boost going off. And they do Terastallize immediately, thank you very much. Now I know what I'm dealing with. It's flying. Like, I keep seeing some flying ones. Can someone explain to me why flying Dondozo is a thing? I don't get it. Do you really need Terra Blast flying that much? Like, I don't get it. Like, it should be Dragon. It should be Grass. It maybe should be Steel. What's flying for? Someone please tell me. I don't get it. But now I definitely Terastallize my Arboliver, because I don't want to be Terra Blasted with the flying. So, what did I bring? Magnezone or Azumarill? It was Magnezone, right? Yeah. So I get to Choice Specs Thunderbolt them as I Terra into the actually, because they can Earthquake here. Would it be the worst thing if they Terra Flying? Like, sure, they would KO me, but the Water typing might be better. Yeah, if they Earthquake, this is better. So I'm going to Terra actually with my Magnezone. Because the intention of the Fairy type on the Arboliver is just to stop any Order Ups, but they wouldn't be Order Upping this turn. Ordering Up is not the one, is it? It would be Order Upping. Yeah, this shouldn't be an Order Up this turn. Alright, fair enough. Stalling out a turn of Trick Room, but doesn't really matter. At least they've seen my Terastallization now, so they can Order Up if they want. Now they won't Earthquake it. So. It's just one more turn of Trick Room, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Well, do I Hyper Voice for the Throat Spray? I think it's better to just Strength Sap forever, right? Because Thunderbolt is probably still going to two-shot the Dondozo, factoring in the fact that the next one will be Analytic. So, should still be fine. Like, Terra Flying shouldn't two-shot my Magnezone after the Strength Sap. I mean, that was huge damage. Is it into Arbor Liver? It is. Okay, so now, do they protect on the Fake Out as I Trick Room, or do they attack as I Trick Room? We're in a mind game here. And actually, if I get it wrong, I think I lose because I'm a Water type now. So I've got to think about this one, because Meowscarada in the back beats my Magnezone if I'm not in Trick Room. And even if I KO the Dondozo this turn, they have Tatsugiri that can KO my Medicham, and then Meowscarada KOs my Magnezone. So I am forced to Trick Room here. If they attack, they win. Because if I Fake Out and KO them, Tatsugiri KOs the Medicham, and Meowscarada KOs the Magnezone. So I have to play Trick Room expecting them to protect and mess up. Because if they attack, they win. Yeah, they attack, so they win. Like, there was nothing I could do there because I've turned into the Water type. I had to play as if they were going to protect. But yeah, Terra Flying won them the game in this one, for sure. Because then they were able to just Oko my Arbor Liver. If they couldn't Oko my Arbor Liver, then I'd have still been fine. But the fact that they were... that's going to be the title of this episode, for sure. Like, someone explain to me what flying is for. Hitting grass types, you hit them with Dragon. So just turn into a Dragon and resist the grass types. I know flying does that as well, but yeah, like I need someone to tell me, because I've seen multiple flying Dondozos at this point. You don't have anything that you need to Earthquake next to yourself with, right? So yeah, someone needs to tell me. And I got absolutely bodied this episode, so that's 4 losses, which is a bit unfortunate. Played one more, saw a Dondozo, and was like, yeah, Arbor Liver's got this, but apparently Arbor Liver did not have it against a flying type one. And I guess going for... if I'd have Dot Pulsed the Dondozo, that probably would have been very close if that was enough chip to KO it with the... That was pointless. What are you doing? Just attack and win. I guess they're playing around a Sturdy. But even then, like, it's fine. I mean, technically, like, that was the best play, to be fair. I mean, I could have substituted, and then they'd have lost. But, yeah, like, they're playing around a Sturdy, like, that's fair enough. But they just attack, and you'll... I guess that does technically open them up to a 1% chance to lose to a double Draco miss. So they are playing optimally by protecting. It's just a bit of a waste of time. Come on, KO me. Tatsugiri might do it on its own. Not quite, not quite. Yeah, so they made the correct play in attacking with the Tatsugiri, not the Tatsugiri, with the Dondozo. Like, I had to, even though they were always going to attack, because they win if they do. Even if I Fake Out, then Meowscarada still beats me. So I did have to play as if they're going to protect. But yeah, apparently Arbor Liver is not a Dondozo check, because they're flying types now. Like, yeah, like I still don't get it. Grass is fine. Dragon is fine. Those are the 2 best ones. Steel is fine for Clear Smog and all that. Like, please, someone explain to me why are Dondozos turning into a flying type?